just in English, I was saying we're in Goree Island. 2 chapters. The first one is climate change, the impact on the island. So it's like, the symbol of the island represent the other island, and you will see the erosion. It's the remoteness vis-a-vis the mainland, the problem of food security, importation, and so on. So they depend always on the others, and they import, and it has also an impact on the fiscal budget. So fortunately, this one depends on the country, but the others that are countries, so they have to import food, import sand, construction. So they are the first one threatened by climate change. The second chapter is culture. So Goree is the symbol of slavery. So it's not anymore like, blaming. It was in the past. Now it's reconciliation. So it's called as an island of peace, where people come, and then you remember the history. So in the future, we want to do the same. However, we have resilient people like Dalai, Mohammed, and he will be showing us his island. And later on, we will finish with the House of Slaves, where we will meet Mr. Collie, who is the conservateur de la Maison de Goree, full of history, and you will have also some sensation there.
Okay, we start the tour to the fortress, the palace and the hill, and we finish to the slave house to see the door of no return. You see, c'est bon? No, now we have the door of return back home.
welcome inside the House of Slaves of Goree Island. And the House of Slaves have been built between 1780 and 1784. That is why the slave house was one of the latest to be built on the island of Goree. Because the first dated from 1536, built by the Portuguese. The first Europeans to have set foot in Goree Island in 1444. And during a very long time, this island was between rivalries of European nations battling to control the continent. The first Europeans to come to Goree Island was the Portuguese, and then the Dutch, and the French, and the British and the French again. After the abolition of the slave trade by France in 1848, the colonization replaced slavery and the slave trade, and finally, the French stayed in Goree Island until 1960, date of the independence of Senegal. And during the full period of slavery in this very small house, one can find 150 to 200 people, men, women, and children, living separately in different cells according to sex or age. But the duration of the stay for slaves usually was very long, because 3 months and more, since by the time they get only sailing boats as means of transportation. And usually captives left at slave houses with registration numbered rarely with their African names. So that is why when they arrive in the plantations in America, they got the names of the owners. So that's why usually black people in the US are Anglo-Saxon names, Brazil, Portuguese names, Cuba, Spanish names, Haiti or West Indies, Dutch names. The last but not least is this corridor with the door leading to the bottom. It is a door of the voyage without return, because when a slave steps out from the door for the slave it seems, bye-bye Africa. After the door was a kind of wooden bridge, but usually captives use the wooden bridge just in order to catch small canoes from the bridge, because the rocks to go to the big ships usually was far away. Also, that is why one can see two first corridors located on right or left, but it is where they kept the slaves before the departure. And inside the last two corridors usually were standing the guards, but they chose guards among slaves. And once they go, they change them from the uncles 2 by 2. In the middle of the chain was attached a very big iron ball, around 10 kilograms, 300 grams. So that is why when a slave attempts to escape by jumping, for example, he can go far away, because he died by diving, or beaten by the guards, or eaten by the sharks. Due to the people who were sick or agonizing, who were thrown into the sea. But also, as a reminder, we know now that during the same period, it exists at different places. That's why today, for example, one can talk about what's happened in Elmina Castle in Ghana. And also the same thing would exist in Benin, particularly on along the Wida coast. Also in Nigeria, like Lagos, Badagry and Calabar. Also in Gambia, like James Island. Even in Cape Verde, like Ciudad de Verde. Included in Luango, Congo, Cabinda, Angola, even in South Africa. But why Goree particularly? Just because its position. This island is closest towards the American coast. So that is why usually most of the boats coming from different parts of the western coast came to this island, not for embarking or disembarking slaves specifically. It was just due to the location of the island. So that is why usually once in Goree, they take time to repair the boats or to look for food or water before shipping to America.